TechSpot wrote an incredible article where they benchmarked Ryzen on a ton of games, and we have got to talk about it, so stay tuned. Welcome back to GamerMeld. While I've been doing a ton of Ryzen coverage lately, it seems everyone really enjoys it, so I definitely want to give all of you what you want. Well, let's get into it. TechSpot did a really fantastic look at Ryzen in a ton of games. They even went as far as to show the results with SMT on, as well as with it off. They also did 1080p and 1440p. What I'm going to do is actually show you all the benchmarks, so you don't think I'm picking and choosing and things like that. I have the 1080p and 1440p right next to each other so you can look at the resolution that's more important to you. Then I'll give you kind of an assessment of what I'm seeing. So here are all the benchmarks. Now that was a lot, wasn't it? So what can we learn from these? Well, for one, things may seem to be all over the place, and kind of they can be here and there, but when you really focus, you can see some pretty telling patterns. Almost every time where the 1800X does poorly, so does the $1,000 Intel 5960X, and about half the time, the $1,000 6900K. And that's the thing, it seems it's mostly on par with the 5960X. And according to TechSpot, the 1800X lost to the $1,000 6900K by 12%. But there were plenty of times the 1800X was right there with it and even beat it out in some titles. Another thing that stayed pretty consistent is that the 7700K won a ton. But here's the thing, when it didn't win, minus one anomaly here and there, all of the 8-core chips beat it, including Intel's 8-core processors. But, and this is me looking at it from all angles, I know I kind of feel I'm left and right here in this video, but I really want to discuss all the different viewpoints of this. When the 8-core chips won, they didn't win by big margins like in some cases where they lost. That could mean there's just a ton more optimization to be had in gaming when it comes to utilizing 8 cores. The thing is that DirectX 12 doesn't seem to be doing what was promised. We were looking at massive gains thanks to draw calls to the CPU easily utilizing more cores. PC World had a great article on this that I discussed before, and showed how Ashes of Singularity, one it claims to be heavily made to utilize multiple cores, showed decent gains up to 8 cores, but a tiny loss when you add SMT to the cores. So it shows it can be done, though I'm not sure why it didn't continue to scale with SMT. Maybe because 16 threads was rare at the time? But how hard is it with DirectX 12? I don't know. I'm an okay web developer, but I'm still fairly new and have a ton to learn. But I'm certainly not a game dev and don't get it completely, though I'm not sure who sees the future other than those who understand the ins and outs of the new APIs, including Vulkan. Either way, DirectX 12 is definitely still in its infancy, so it certainly seems we will see more, depending on how easily it is to implement properly. One thing I've said in the past that I don't really think is actually that relevant, and I somewhat regret saying, is just simply the fact that the PS4 and Xbox One do have 8 cores. I'm actually not really sure if they have any type of SMT, but I don't know, it's really hard to compare them just because there's such lower speeds on each core than current modern PC CPUs. I don't know, it's hard to kind of make that correlation and for sure say because they have 8 cores. And once again, I don't even know if they have the threads, but Simply put, it's just really hard to see where things are going to go. So what about a purchasing decision? Ryzen 7 is out, Ryzen 5 is right around the corner, and Ryzen 3 isn't all that far off. It's something I haven't really discussed much, but I think we have a decent amount of information to talk about it, at least somewhat, though much is still honestly based on speculation. Personally, I see three sides to this. If you want your CPU for gaming and nothing else, other than some light professional work, and you don't want to play the waiting game, the 7700K is perfect for current games, and probably games for a good while, especially by the time games work better on 8 cores, it might be time to buy a new CPU. Second, if you only game and think the future is definitely more cores and are willing to bet on it, especially if you want to play on higher resolutions, the Ryzen 7 chips really seem to be a fantastic option. But of course, whether the gaming industry will fully utilize all the cores is yet to be seen and is really just hope right now, though I'm pretty sure it will come eventually. Who knows when that'll be. The third option, if you do more than gaming, like more professional work such as rendering, the 8-core Ryzen chips simply can't be beat and certainly do fine in games today, as well as should be great in the future as more games are properly optimized. Of course, if you're in the first camp, you may prefer to wait on the Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 3 chips, but it's ultimately up to you. Personally, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these processors. One thing I need to look at more is the effect of Ryzen on more mid-range GPUs, so definitely keep that in mind, and I may have a video on it soon. Hopefully that clears things up for anyone thinking of making a purchasing decision in the near future. I'm also going to have all the Ryzen chips as well as the 7700K linked in the description to Amazon in the United States. They are affiliate links, they won't cost any more, but they help me out with a small kickback if you make the purchase, which ultimately, if I get enough, I'll definitely have to do a Ryzen PC build and do some of my own benchmarks. But yeah, I really hope you liked the video, guys. I really enjoy doing this, really happy everybody's liking the videos, and I will keep them coming as long as you like them. So yeah, if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If not, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, but let me know why. And as always, have a great day.